Hello one and all, my name is Steve, and this series has still not been named. I did get a suggestion from a YouTuber called Serpen64. It's a shout out for you. SERPEN64 suggested calling it Whack-A-Mole based on the title of the first episode, which I quite liked, but I've not made up my mind just yet. I'm just looking for something that sounds right. Today I'm going to be doing some building. I said that last time, I know. Also said I was going to do some exploring. Well, I did a little bit, but today we're definitely going to be building. See, I've already started just to get the layout, so I don't bore you with that. It's a nice little foundation here, and a foundation over here. These steps are going to be moved further back because they're quite ugly when they're out in the open. At least until they implement corner steps, I think I'll probably keep them concealed a bit better. Not much has changed, just this area is bigger now, as you can probably see. My bed is now up here. I have reset my spawn up here, so we should be all good. I did die once when I was off collecting something, I think it was gravel. I died when I was collecting some gravel. That's the wrong button. How did I die? I can't even remember now. Oh, that's right, I caught myself on fire in the lava over yonder because I was grabbing a lava bucket for a project later on. So yeah, I didn't record that unfortunately, but I wouldn't lie about that sort of thing. Anyway, let's get started. I should probably, I'll tell you what I need to do. There was something I was going to do before I started this, sorry about that. Got quite a bit of iron now, so let us make some armour. That should work, shouldn't it? Yep. Just missing the trousers. Yeah, plenty of iron there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I did not bother getting leather on the surface, because here we are with a full set already. I've moved my shift button before, as you can see. I got some smooth stone here. That is just for correcting any mistakes I make when I'm up there. Oh, I need dirt as well. What am I doing? I need dirt to get across. Get the food out there. Yep. Using gravel because it's easier to get back down after. Still haven't been asked any questions, which I'm not surprised. I'm not getting that many viewers yet. But I do want to talk about something today while I do this, and that is eBay. Just to give you guys a little bit of a background. For a living, I buy and sell video games on eBay, mostly GameCube stuff, sometimes Dreamcast, basically the retro stuff, hence the name Retrocalypsenow. And as you know, I'm not sure if it's still the case with modern games, but games do have regions, much like DVDs. There's PAL, there's NTSC, and I believe SECAM or SECAM for France. Someone can correct me on that perhaps. What I basically wanted to say is I don't make a good living out of it, but there is nothing worse for people that are self-employed than having to issue refunds. It really mucks stuff up. I mean, I'm an honest guy, I'm an honest seller on there, I'm not trying to rip anyone off, So everything, if something is written in my description, that is what comes with the item. Yeah, so what was I saying? I got my notes here. A few tips for eBay from a seller to buyers to begin with. Perhaps I should just sort of going off on a bit of a tangent here already. I figured that would happen. Perhaps I should just start off by saying I have a lot of trouble with people buying stuff that's not applicable to their region. For example, people are buying PAL, which is the European Australian standard, and they buy it and try to play it on their American or Canadian consoles, which are NTSC, and they don't work. So naturally they assume, oh, the disc is broken, negative feedback for that guy, I want a refund. And it takes some time to explain that regions are still a thing. So yeah, that has to come back, and of course you lose. I charge minimal amounts for postage, and I lose a lot of time processing refunds and dealing with customers like that. Oh, thunderstorm. That is my first thunderstorm in Minecraft. You might be surprised to know, or not. Yeah, so there's nothing worse than having to issue a refund. So basically what I'm here to say, if I can stop being interrupted, is when buying on eBay, unless you're 100% sure on what you're buying, don't buy it. And I mean 100% sure. Did I want to dig that part out? I'm not sure if I did. I think that is supposed to be part of the wall. Let's put that back. Dearie me. Yeah, unless you're 100% sure on what you're buying, don't buy it. Most sellers will get back to you if you ask them a question. I tend to reply to people within a day, just to be willing, show myself willing and able. Yeah, or if you don't feel like contacting the seller and there's something on the list that you don't understand, just look it up. Simple as that. Just look up what PAL means, just look at what NTSC means. I did mention it's a problem with Canadians and Americans buying from me, but that's a bit unfair. It is in fact the same when I put American games on my shop. I do get the same problem from British people who aren't paying attention. But yeah, I don't want to do that either, wasting all this smooth stone. Look, how's that looking? This needs to be all cleared out beyond this wall here. That is not how you break stone. That's basically what I wanted to get off my chest. I have a lot of trouble with it. I stopped selling certain games to certain countries because I just know that I'm going to have the trouble. But somehow I still manage having the trouble. Yeah, like I said, it's not a good living. But I did not enjoy my last job. Well, I did enjoy the job, I did not enjoy some of the people I worked with. But that is a story for another day. I'm not really going to explain what I'm building here. It is sort of going to be my own design. I'm sure people have done it before. I can't come up with any ideas that have never been done on Minecraft. I'm not that smart. So yeah, I did mention before that we will be doing carving, and this is what this is. So we use less smooth stone this way, and I can't reach that, I'll get that later. This is problematic because I want this wall to continue all the way along here. So, smooth stone. No, not there. What are you doing? Yeah, it's a much better way of building a house, I think, if you're underground. Just carving out what you've got available saves you on nice resources like smooth stone. Where does the wall need to be? Yeah, as far back as that. Some of this is probably going to get cut out. Not the video, I mean. Some of this wall that I'm actually placing down, but I don't have a shortage of coal. I wanted to keep... oh, crap. Ouch. That is going to happen a lot. I apologise in advance. Magical floating gravel. This one, not as easy, because it's on stairs. Pick up all this mess. Oh, that tree has grown. I was wondering what was going wrong with that, because I did plant it quite a while ago. And some of my saplings kept disappearing, which was odd. That was when it was on that platform, but I since lowered the platform, placed it there, and it didn't seem like it was going to grow. But apparently it has. It's decided to behave, so wood is not an issue anymore. Just want to clear all of this out. You may recognise this sort of design from perhaps, well, it's sort of loosely based on ancient Egyptian stuff, you know, the stuff that's just sort of carved out of cliff sides and stuff like that. Sort of thing that you see in Indiana Jones is the, I guess is the simple way of putting it, rather than try and pretend I know about ancient Egypt, because I don't. Let's get back up here and hit our heads on that. Do not dig straight up unless you know what is there. Get that. There we go. Let's go up a bit further, shall we? I don't have a lot to talk about because building is quite arduous, and not much interesting seems to be happening, but I hope you guys enjoy it, because I did mention I'd be doing building in the last episode and I was a bit disappointed when I didn't actually get round to it. Yeah, so I usually do building on, I mentioned me and AJ, my friend AJ, have got our own sort of dedicated server. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on these videos, but I have mentioned it on the co-op ones. It's dedicated especially for us and any friends that want to come play with us. It's just an old computer that I put back together and shoved downstairs, attached to the telly because I haven't got a spare monitor, and there we go, put Vista on, and which is not the ideal server software if you're planning on building a server rather, but it runs the Minecraft server fine. So yeah, I built our little mine there where the mine goes into the basement. Perhaps I'll show you guys one day, not anytime soon though, because there's not much to look at. AJ, the only thing AJ really builds is pillars, so he knows where he's going. Ow. Sorry about that. Oh no. Munch on some bread. Yeah, he builds pillars, and I think they look horrible. I know they're for navigation, but they look terrible. So what I did was I built a big lighthouse for navigation. You can see it doesn't render quite as far away as the pillars, so it's a little harder to use for navigation, but it looks so much better. I'm sure you'll agree. If I ever do show you, you'll say, Steve, you were right, that looks incredible, you're amazing, etc. So yeah, also got a farm that we built there. Got an underground wheat farm which is automated. I called it the North Central Postronics Auto Harvest Mark 1. If you know what that is in a reference to, let me know and we can become best friends. Let's get back up there. Voila. Magic. Yep, I'm a big fan of that particular reference. Wherever that reference might have come from, I won't tell you just in case someone does know. Well, I'm out of smooth stone. Marvellous. Oh, gravel sure does a number on your shovel. Don't yell at me, guys. That is a lot of smooth stone, I know. I think it's more fun doing it this way, just sort of carving it out. As you can see, that's turning into sort of a pillory looking object. I'll probably end up putting an arch up there and an arch back down to make it look like a sort of a roof, a roof. That needs, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to clear all this bit out to reveal the pillar just yet. I want this bit to look quite natural still, and just look like this is a bit out of place. Bit of lag there. Last time I had that weird little lag in the last video, it completely unsynced the audio, so that's what that might be why I had to resync it up, so it might not have been perfect. Now that I've mentioned that, I'm sure loads of people, all of my many 4 number fans, will go and have a look and say, oh yeah, he's right, I noticed it before but I didn't say anything. Once you mention something on the internet, everyone notices it also, which is obvious. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, okay. That's a bit obnoxious standing there and then. Let me crouch this time so I don't fall off. I could have sworn I was crouching earlier as well, when I was walking up the other end of this ravine, and I just took one step too far and tumbled off anyway, so I'm not sure what was going on there. Perhaps it's not foolproof. This could get quite boring, but I hope you guys are enjoying the sound of my voice and the sound of me trying to recover from my backache. God, it's really dark up here. And silence. No longer have anything to say. Let's get that while we're up here. That'll become useful, I'm sure. I'm not sure whether to do a lot of this building off camera. I mean, certainly if you want to actually see me do this building in real time and talk over it, let me know. But bear in mind, if you want me to do that, you have to ask me something. You have to give me a topic to talk about. Ask my opinion on something and I will talk for hours on it. I'm a very opinionated individual. Why would I not just use the iron? Yeah, so if you want to sit through this building stuff, I'll gladly do it, but you're either going to be sitting in silence or you have to ask me a question. Ask me something. Yeah. Getting somewhere on this. Would be easier if I had TNT. Probably make it look a bit more natural as well. Let's clear some of this out because that's going to be... This isn't part of my pillar yet. No, it's not. That's fine. And there goes my stone pick. And to get down, use the gravel express elevator. Ta-da! I'll take this other one down over here as well. Oh, yeah. No, that's not right. You're getting a bit ahead of yourself there, Steve. And a bit behind yourself there. There we go. Ah, nice tumble. Yeah, I really would like to do some of the building off camera because I like playing this world. I didn't think I'd enjoy the single player too much, but it turns out I do. That's our limit. I'll use the iron pickaxe for now. That needs to go. So it looks like a pillar. Dum. Hope you guys enjoyed last episode. Quite enjoyed. You may notice that the theme music has actually changed. The first one was a composition of mine that I did on a web program that goes by the name of Aviary. It's at advanced.aviary.com, and I sort of enjoyed doing it, but of course it's just one set of, it was using the tracks called North Indian Percussion, and I thought it sounded quite cavey, so I thought I'd use that. So I made that music with that, but then I learned about Kevin MacLeod and his amazing free music. So you guys should go over there and check that out. You may recognise some of his tunes from one of my favourite YouTubers, Kurt J. Mack. He uses, I can't remember what the name of the song is now, I think it's one of the Carnival ones, but I'm not positive, for his sped up scenes and stuff like that. It's also used for, he also did the song which is available for free for Minecraft Ultra Hardcore series. The song I decided to use was called Chanter, which sounds quite similar to my composition, except it's got some nice vocal elements to it. Nice sort of throaty choir. And I just thought it suited this series brilliantly. In addition to the music on the intro, that picture is going to have to be, it's going to have to sit tight for its story to be told, because I need another pickaxe. Let's take a step back and see how it looks. Get out of the way, tree. In the way there. It's kind of long. It's a little bit wider than maybe I'll do sort of a smaller pillar or carving up here and up and over, just to make it look a bit more decorative. I want these pillars to go up as high as possible, really, so you can see them by afar and say, wow, look at that, look at those high pillars. Yeah. Right, let's make a pickaxe. I'll wait for that beat, I think. Yeah, the drawing that's on the intro and the outro of this series that has yet to be named is a drawing that I did. It's not great, I know. I enjoy drawing though, so it was fun in that respect. Oh, excuse me. I'll have to remember to mute that burp. That'd be embarrassing. Yeah, it's just a little drawing that I knocked up in a day, simply because I haven't done any drawing in a while and I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's what that was. A nice little musical accompaniment just to make it seem a bit more professional. I thought did a nice trick. Did the trick, rather. Yeah, that's one of my drawings. There is stuff wrong with it. Perhaps I'll improve it or just redraw a new one as the series goes on. Perhaps if I decide to make it into seasons or something, if something interesting happens I can split it up. Get out of the way, all the stones in the way. You will all be cooked later to make smooth stone again. Yeah, cobblestone's not the best. Oh, that was close. Cobblestone's not the best looking material. I used to build loads out of it on my creative worlds, and then I just went off it one day. For foundations and stuff like that, I think it looks beautiful. Look at that. That looks nice. Cobblestone stairs and that. But for an actual 2-story high building, I tend to like to split my materials halfway up, just so it doesn't look too boring or too unnatural. Should we go up and have a few blocks? Possibly. I might not do non-stop building next episode like this one. I might go for an explore, have a look at caves, go kill that slime that's taunting me through the walls, get some more sticky pistons and perhaps do something with that. But I'll wait to see what the comments say, wait to see what my friends say about it, whether it is worth watching or not. The consensus is probably will be, nope, it's boring, do something fun instead. And I can survive that easily, that's not a problem. Yeah, I might do some building this episode, some exploring next episode, and then go back to building after that. I'm not really sure how I want to work it. I'd like to get this place done before I do any serious exploring, but we'll just have to see. People who have subscribed to my videos, I've had a few comments. I would appreciate more. I get lonely. My girlfriend watches every episode, so she tells me what she thinks, but of course she doesn't write in the comments, so it doesn't make me seem like I'm popular, which I know I'm not, but it would be a nice feeling to pretend that I am. What a sad life. Again, forgot to set up a timer. I don't know how long this is going on for. That last episode went on for a bit too long. I mentioned I wanted to make it 25 minutes, and it turned out 35 minutes, even with all the editing. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. I didn't actually pay much attention to how fast that sped up scene was actually going to go either. It just sort of looked a bit epilepsy inducing when I watched it again on YouTube. Dig, dig, dig. I have started going on to the Mindcrack chat. This is the, I believe it's called IRC, maybe? Is that what it's called? Someone can... Quake chat, or wherever that is, whatever that's called, whatever the abbreviation is. That's what I've been going on to. So, if you do want to talk to me, my name is the same on there as it is on YouTube. Gotcha. This is... Ow! This is turning out to be more of a mining episode than a building one. I do apologise. And I just broke those steps. Sorry, steps. I will fix you. Let's take a step back just to see how this is coming along. It is a long process. Oh, that tree is really getting on my nerves now. You put it there, Steve, it's your own fault. But now, he's going to get murdered. That slime is taunting me. See, on my other game, I do not really go exploring much, so I've come across one slime, as I mentioned before, but all these sticky piston creations I made were because of AJ, so thank you to him for that. I hate these squids, they look horrible when they're in a stream like that. It can't possibly be a comfortable life. Still in the way. Oh, an apple. Pick it up. Oh, I don't really need that. Get out of the way. There we go. Probably need to take a bit more of a step back to see it in all of its glory. But as you can see, got a well-defined pillar there. I'll probably cut this out a bit more as well, and sort of a well-defined pillar over there, and I'll cut some more of this out. Then I want to do like I said, like a roof peak there, carry on and just have a flat wall up to the surface maybe. That sort of area around there will probably stay a bit intermittent, I guess, a bit cavey up there, because if this was a man-made structure, I don't imagine they'd be able to, or even bother, going that high. These steps need to shuffle back, but this wheat farm's in the way at the moment, so perhaps I'll just hollow out the actual building off camera and do the rest of the outside bit on camera. Maybe that's 25 minutes, maybe it's not, but that, my friends, is the end of this episode of Blank, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, Twitter, Rooster Teeth, other random words, and I hope to see you join me on my underground adventure next time. Ta-ta.